Welcome, Flyers fans. You're listening to Chris Mayer, Flyers Fan Mania 93 on YouTube.
When one thing goes right, one thing goes wrong. And the Flyers are basically taking, it seems like when they take a step forward, they take 3 to 4 steps back every single time. Because as of today, there is an injury update for the Flyers, and this is the official tweet. Injury update. We have placed forwards Kevin Hayes and Joel Farabee on IR. Farabee is expected to miss up to 4 weeks with an upper body injury. And also we have recalled forwards Wade Allison and Jackson Cates to the taxi squad from the Lehigh Valley Phantoms of the AHL. So obviously not the greatest news because the Flyers lose Farabee, and at this point you might as well rest him for the rest of the season. Hayes, Ellis, Couturier, Brassard, all of the guys that are basically injured, you might as well just rest because there's really no point of them playing and risking furthermore of an injury, which if, I went back and I looked and I watched the presser today at practice, and after it was done, I just got done it a couple minutes ago, and I go back and I listen to it, and Mike Yeo, somebody had asked if it was maybe from the hit on Tuesday with Dobson, where Farabee was kind of hunched over and just basically glided to the bench at that point. And he said that could have been part of it, and there was an issue last night. So if there was an issue last night and they knew about it before the game, why did Farabee play last night? Like, again, it's the continuous thing of certain guys who have been hurt, and they've openly admitted that they've rushed them back. It's happened with Hayes. It happened with Ellis. Brassard came back, played one game, and then we really haven't seen many updates on him since. Couturier basically played through an injury for majority of the year. Like, it's so much that I'm starting to forget when I have to bring it up again because there's so many guys that have dealt with an injury. And it's concerning when you're continuously doing that. And then it's also the fact that you call up Allison, which is fine, and I personally thought Allison should have been called up for the game on Saturday in the 3-2 loss in regulation to the Rangers on the 15th, but there was also word that Bob Rotruck had said on the Phantoms broadcast that he wasn't necessarily feeling too well physically, so that might have been part of the reason why, and if all that is true, which I think that could be part of the reason, then that would make sense. But if not, I feel like Allison should have been up here before. And again, it's like when the Flyers get a step forward, Allison comes back, he brings jump, and everybody loved him last year in the handful of games he played. I honestly could see Allison playing top 6 to the Flyers. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't right now with the way that the team is playing. There's really no reason to not have him up there. And Mike Yeo also talked about some candidates to play, and he talked about Lindblom and JVR going up to play in that first line. So I'm going to go over those lines again from last night. You have Farabee with Drew and Atkinson, Lindblom with Lawton and Konechny, Van Riemsdyk, Frost and Mayhew, Willman, Bunham, and McEwen. Defense was Provorov, Braun, York and Sanheim, Yandel, and Ristolainen. So that was last night. For tomorrow, this is who I would put. If I was the bench boss, this is kind of what I would do for the offense in the D. I would keep the defense the same. I'd keep all that the same. There really isn't much to change there, unless. Honestly, I would like to see the Flyers call up Zambola and let him play, but that's not going to happen. So I would just keep the defense the same. Lindblom, Giroux, and Atkinson, that's what I would put. If going off Mike Yo's comments, I would have put Lindblom on the top line there. I'd have Allison with Frost and Konechny. I think Frost should be playing second line. I see no reason for him to play third line. He's getting overcoached, and he should be able to play. I'd have JVR with Lawton and Mayhew, basically just switch Lawton and Frost, and then I'd have Willman with Cates and McEwen, because my guess is that Bunneman will be going down and Willman and McEwen will be staying up here, and Cates will slip into the 4C role, which is why he got caught up as well. So that would be my guess there, because today was an optional skate, and we also saw Tyson Forrester out there, which was good. Also heard word that he was in the game last night in the press box, so that was good to see as well, and hopefully Tyson can be getting better with his recovery and things like that, and it's good for him to be up here and things like that, to be able to kind of see how it's like in the NHL and all that stuff. So I was glad he was at least able to get that experience as well and be at practice today for the Flyers. But it's been absolutely brutal, and when I went back there and I talked about Zambola there for a minute, and what I mean by that is basically certain guys are not being able to show their full potential. Frost is one of them. Zambola has been one of them. York has been able to he's looked like one of the Flyers' best defensemen in a handful of games. Frost has basically been getting overcoached, like I mentioned. I talked about that with Bill Meltzer. And it's just been constantly where you have all these different things where these guys, it seems like one guy is able to show his strength, show what he can do, and the next guy isn't able to play. Zamula, as I said, down there playing in the AHL. York's up here being one of the best defensemen on the Flyers. And it just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, and it's not the first time we've seen it, because Frost, again, who I thought was playing well, was put in a position where it's like, if one thing he's doing right, then the next thing is bad. And when he fixes that, the other thing he was doing right before is bad. So it just doesn't make any sense to me. So, I mean, at this point, what do you have to lose? I mean, you might as well just let these guys come in and play and just kind of let them kind of show their full potential at this point, because realistically, none of it is really making any sense anymore, and the Flyers are way out of a spot where if you're going to call up guys like Allison should be up here the rest of the year, York should be up here the rest of the year, and Frost should be up here the rest of the year. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, there's no reason for them to go down, and they should call up Zamula too, because at this point, it's just ridiculous, and the whole injury thing and all that stuff. So it's more unfortunate news for a pretty bad year. So look, it is what it is, and the Flyers just kind of have to roll with the punches for this season, because this year has just been absolutely brutal. Let me know your guys' thoughts below, any maybe lineup combinations you'd like to see. Remember to check out butt ends. You can use code PH5 for 10% off anything on the site there. Garrett Group Construction. If you mention Flyers Fan Mania 93, you get 10% off. And also, SeatGeek, you can use code Flyers Fan Mania, all capital letters, for $20 off your first purchase. Thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you all again soon.